Yes, people, welcome back to the Cape and Don show. Don't know what's happened to Cape right there, but big up to everyone in the building. Hope everyone's well. And yeah, he's back.
So
Big up to everyone in the building, man. Big up to the chat, everyone that's jumping into the show now. Yeah, man, Cape and Don show. We're back Wednesday night. Big Arsenal game yesterday against Inter Milan. We're going to get into that. Probably going to talk about the Wanieri stuff, the low move, and then we talk about Man United up next, probably after that as well. But big up to yourself, Kate, man. What are you saying, bro? I think you're having a few technicalities at the moment, so I'll just continue to talk. So yeah, big up to AFC always, my brother in the chat, always here, and my mod as well. Big up to you, my brother. People, this team, man, sometimes you know what, you can get frustrated by them, but most of the time they're just doing something that we haven't seen in a long time. They're just I'm starting to see some different energy, even from rivals now. The rivals that they're not even talking as much, you know what I'm saying, in the group chat, not even saying any much. And if it is, it might be a little pre-dig in it, a little dig, a little, you know what I mean, little pinprick, pause, yeah, that they're trying to do now, you know what I'm saying, yeah, to try and decipher what we're trying to do right now. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And you know what I mean? Rivals are starting to ask questions now. They're starting to ask questions of Man City. You know what I mean? They're asking questions of themselves, but we're good. Do you know what I'm saying? We are good at this moment, yeah. And I don't want to talk too much over here. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because God knows my heart, yeah, better than anyone. Yeah. Anything, any being in this world. And he knows what I'm thinking about my team right now. Yeah. I don't have to shout from the rooftops. I don't have to tell you what I think. Do you know, even though, yeah, it's a stream. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good about my club at the moment. Mosquera back in the starting lineup yesterday. Let's just talk about the starting lineup first, because that starting lineup looked a bit jazzy, bro. I'm just bringing out the words. It looked jazzy. Do you know like jazz when
smooth.
it looks smooth, bro.
Yeah, that's the word. Like,
What do you think? What was your thoughts, bro?
yeah, obviously, first of all, sorry for the technical difficulties, man. I don't know what was going on there, yeah, but obviously,
Right, is that true?
obviously, big up everyone in the chat. Obviously, big up FC always. Yeah, man, the lineup was good, man. Like, I think, as you said, like it was refreshing that we saw obviously maybe a couple of players that came and we expected, but it was nice to see that we could have rotated a lot. We saw Mosquera start. I thought Mosquera had a very good game. And like the team, as you said, looked fluid. Like we were moving the ball well. We were creating a lot of chances. We were putting a lot of pressure on um, Inter Milan, dominating the midfield, and it was nice and refreshing to see. Obviously, after the last couple of games in the Premier League, so as I think as AFC always says here that was the first Arsenal win in Italy since 2008. I think
I
it's
can't
the first
believe that.
time,
You
first
sure?
time, first time Inter Milan conceded 3 goals at San Siro. I think in 8 or 9 years. I think it was first time in first time or the second time in 8 years that they conceded 3 goals at San Siro in all competitions.
Really?
So obviously, and you have to. It was a big game, and obviously Arsenal. This is what I was talking about. Like this season has to be rememberable because you have to do these things. But I think it's also at the same time as us fans experiencing it. I think the players are going to start to believe that they can go to these big teams home and away and take care of them, and that's huge. And when it comes down to if we was to push in the Champions League, like going home and away in a two-legged tie against a tough team, you're not going to be fearing going to that ground and potentially, overcoming maybe past demons, or if there's no, past history, just making history by beating that team. So it, it, it's as you said, it's an exciting time, and I think we're allowed to enjoy it because I think a lot of us have a lot of pain throughout the years of our supporting of Arsenal, and I don't blame why a lot of our fans are pessimistic or they want to see to believe. But I think you want to also enjoy that, remember that season for an enjoyable reason, not just the pressure, like feeling. Remember that season saying I was so anxious, and obviously, yeah, we won, You want to remember, like, family, you're enjoying games. You know what I'm saying? It's nice, man, and the team's doing what they're doing. So big up the team, man. Jesus, man. Yesterday was moving.
We're gonna get in. We're gonna get into all of that in a sec. Yeah, I just want to just put a poll on my YouTube thing. Yeah, just to gauge what people are saying. So Gabriel 2 goals in the first half. Beautiful volley started by Eze, by the way. People saying Eze wasn't. You know what? You know the funny thing is, yeah. And I do it myself. Yeah, I do it myself. Yeah, people just love to nitpick at times. Yeah, but when you're part of a winning team, I suppose you're gonna find little things here and there in it. Especially, you know what I'm saying, if you're not seeing the players doing as much, but those players are still running around. Those players are still making openings. Them players are still making space for others. You know what I mean? They may not be having such a good game, but they're doing something as part of the, you know what I mean, the wheel, as part of the whole process. You know what I mean? They're doing something, yeah? And sometimes as well, when you play football and you know it yourself, yeah, sometimes you have to carry people. That's the game, innit? You have to carry man sometimes. Pause, yeah, but you have to. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're on your game and others ain't. Yeah. And I know certain man gonna speak about certain players and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. But I'm not here for that today. I'm here for the, you know what I mean? We done well yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, Gabriel Jesus. Yes, Jesus yesterday, bro. And the move started from, and you had more of the watch along thing, yeah, because you was able to see more of it because I was struggling. But from what I remember, the move started from Eze, quick ball into, who did he pass the ball into? Was it Gabriel?
Jesus' feet.
Jesus, yeah. And he's laid it off to someone.
He laid it to Marino, who laid it to Lewis Skelly.
Yeah,
and then Lewis Skelly's crossed it across a timber.
And he's volleyed it, yeah. Beautiful goal, man.
Oh.
And you know what? These are the type of plays, yeah, that not only the player on the end of it, yeah, scores, but builds more confidence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we just go on, you know what I mean, to just get even more confident during the game as well. And did they equalize first or did we score again?
No, they equalized.
They equalized, yeah. That banger, yeah, from who was it? What's his name? Sucic, yeah. We could argue, you know, maybe Zubimendi should have done better in that bit of play, but you know, this is football these days when man just doing all of that, you know what I mean? Don't want to get, you know what I mean? So yeah, they equalize, and then you know, Gabriel goes up the other, Jesus goes up the other end, set piece. I think it's a corner, wasn't it? It's corner. Did someone head it? What happened? Did someone cross it back or head it?
Saka crossed it back post. Trossard headed it back, hit the crossbar, and then Jesus is there where you want him to be.
Jesus was there just to finish it and off. So 2 goals for Jesus, man. Do you know what I mean? And his all-round play for the amount of minutes he was on the game, I thought it was positive. I thought it was really good. Do you know what I'm saying? Without overly gassing him up, I just thought he played a very good game yesterday. And that was the Arsenal that we're used to seeing, in it, the fast flowing football. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the fast passing, Saka running down the wing. Do you know what I mean? Trossard doing his little jinky, and it was nice. It was nice to see. You know what I mean? From the last 2 games, as you said, in the Premier League, that was just it was just too rigid. Too. Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't great. You know what I mean? But yeah. I thought, you know, Jesus had a wicked game yesterday. Do you know what I mean? And then there's going to be the question, and Gyökeres comes on. Martinelli. Do you know what? It's only today, yeah, that I was watching that pass from Martinelli, bro.
I'm telling you, did you see that? I was gassing it on the stream, bro. That pass is insane. Bro. Insane, bro. Insane.
The way he just. And what I liked of what Gyökeres did, yeah, without gassing him up too much, I'm sure Jokeres must have watched Henri when he spoke about on Sky Sports about his movement when he gets the ball, because there was a show with Thierry Henry on Sky
Jamie
Sports.
Carragher, yeah, on the Monday
Yeah,
Night
and
Football.
he was talking about his runs, yeah, and on Sky Sports, Henri was saying, well, he shouldn't be running like that. Do you know what I mean? Because he kind of like he ran kind of straight with the ball when he should be running across the player. If you see the goal, the first thing he does is he takes the ball and moves that way, which he should as a striker. Yeah, he should just try and move across the player. Yeah, he's done that. Obviously, he's tried to pass it to Saka. It's come off his whatever, his boot or his heel or whatever, and then he's just struck it, and it's a very good goal. But nah, that's good. And the thing is with the strikers, yeah, I want them competing with each other. I want them all competing because no one's actually finally said this is my spot yet. Yeah. And the more man scores, is the more they're gonna get more. Okay, manager's gonna be thinking, okay, you're in. Do you know what I'm saying? So what Jesus done there, other strikers, Havertz and Jokeres, they should be like looking behind them now and thinking, boy, if I don't score, man's starting, you know what I'm saying? Man's starting ahead of me. So going into like the last 17 games, 16 games, or how many games we've got, yeah, the competition up top is healthy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If a man ain't doing his job, then the next man's gonna come on. And then you know what? You still got Kai to come in as well, if man ain't doing their job. So I think right now the balance is good. I would have wanted someone to like, or any one of them to like put a permanent marker. This is my spot. I'm scoring. Listen, you're staying on the bench, but it's not been like that yet. But it's not too late for that to materialize. What do you think?
And obviously, just to obviously you said a lot of amazing things there. Still, I can't lie to you. It was nice to just take a step back and just listen to you. Obviously, I agree with you first of all on the Eze front, where obviously you're in a big team. Like 11 players are not always going to play at their 10 out of 10 all the time, and it's not necessary. Like Eze at Palace had to play 10 out of 10 every game for them to even have a chance of winning because he was their main player. At Arsenal, Arsenal can win in spite of him even having a mid game. And it's the same for any player in the team, isn't it? Like, well, bar maybe the keeper and maybe a couple of players, but ultimately, like I think he was good, and I think, as you said, like the way Arsenal played in that game, I think it's because of the way Eze plays, like the fast paced play. Obviously, as you said, the move started from him. I don't think Odegaard will fire that ball into Jesus' feet there and allow that move to kind of go, but then that's just a different style of player. And yeah, he didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist. That he'll have games that have come. He's already had moments in Arsenal games where he's won us 3 points himself, 3 games where he's won us all the points. Spurs, Palace, like he's had very good games already. It's not like he's been, a dud. So I think people just need to relax. And this is first season. Like I think there has to be an air of patience. And obviously, I even speak to myself in it because I've been critical and harsh on Gokeres, in it. But I think, like ultimately, like for me, like as you said, in it, like just to kind of go back and forth, I talk about the game. And like, I think we're in a season where we're lucky to have so many good players. Like we haven't had that option before in previous seasons where we have quality and players available. Luckily at this time of the season, all throughout the positions, and players are pushing each other. Like as you said, Jesus played very well. Obviously, I was glazing him all over the stream and talking about how good he was, and he was good. And I think Arsenal play different when Jesus plays. I also think there is a contributing factor playing in the Champions League where teams play less of a low block for the whole game and come out and play and leave spaces because they're trying to attack. And Inter made a lot of chances because they tried to attack us. Obviously, they didn't score any or scored only one, but they made more chances than a lot of teams in the Premier League make against Arsenal. And Arsenal were able to capitalize on the space in the Premier League. I think it's difficult for Arsenal to play these low blocks game after game after game. Of course, yeah, there's some games there's the games here and there that teams come out, and you see Arsenal have dismantled a lot of teams this season. If you go look at our record, there's a lot of games we've won 4-1, 3-0, 2-0, or have done our thing. But there's games that we've struggled, and those games that we struggled, there's a low block. Anyone that plays a low block for 90 minutes, you're gonna struggle. And I feel like we have to offer the team a bit more patience when we're watching these games, because it's not easy. Like, it's actually not easy to run 11 man behind the ball and a keeper are all trying to, keep you out of the goal, and there's not that much space. And I feel for Gokra sometimes. Obviously, yes, he has to do better, as you said. The runs have to be better, and I've the criticism still stand, but I think it's not necessarily the focus on that, because, as you say, Jesus gets 2 goals. Gokras is coming off the bench, and he, as you said, I think his cameo was good, holding up the ball well, around the channels. Obviously, as you said, his run was good, his touch was good from that moment, and obviously the finish was outstanding. And he had that other chance as well that obviously he skied, but you see the confidence was flowing from there, and that's what happens when there's competition. Obviously, all season he hasn't had that competition. Obviously, yes, Marino can play there and play there when Gokras was in his absence, but he hasn't had the guys that. Obviously, they all bring different things and they will push each other. Like, it's the same thing with Saka Madueke, same thing with Eze Odegaard, same thing with Martinelli, Trossard, the same thing with Gabriel and all over the pitch. We have that competition, and at different moments, players have been competing for the position. But Gokras has always kind of had to play every game in a new team where he hasn't had a new season. I think now we'll probably see the best of him, and I think whoever scores the most goals will get the shirt, probably. In terms of when there's, we have when we're into maybe finals and those critical games coming to the running, they're the starting player. But I think until then, I think the next couple, like the next 10, 15 games, we're going to see a lot of competition, a lot of rotation, because I think a lot of them will be playing well. And Mikel will probably see it as, let's see who's the best striker for this particular game, rather than this is the only guy in form, or this is the only guy that's available, so we have to play him. I think the game was good. As you said, the goals that we scored and just the way look, we dominated the game, and to dominate Inter, obviously the way the manager spoke after the game, saying that it was difficult. Like, fam, the team is amazing in all facets, and obviously sometimes you just got to understand that the team is better than you, and it's good. And I think everyone's gonna have the part to play this season, and I'm just there to accept and see. And like, not everyone's gonna play well, but luckily we have. I think the credit with our team is that every option in every position, the style of the player is different to the player that they're competing with. Like, no one's exactly the same. No one's like a carbon copy of each other. Like, they all have different play styles and qualities, but they're all very good. So as long as the players stay fit, I think this season can be very, very special. Obviously, shout out Nems and shout out Gaza as well in the chat, man. Obviously,
yeah, big up to the chat, man. Big up to the assembled Nems as well. Yeah, we're doing good, man. You know what? It's been a grind, in it, last few. You know what? And I don't want to do the violin thing, but when you do longs, man, 2 hours, 3 hours, it does take its toll week upon week. I think me and Cape, like, been averaging about 6 hours, each week in terms of watch alongs. And if you add our show in there as well, sometimes that could be an hour and a half. It does take its toll. So, you know what I mean? We're at the business. I think we're coming into the business end now, because, teams are starting to look at us differently. There is that element of doubt still with a lot of the fan base right now, and I could understand, because there's still 16 games to play, and anything can happen. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. But I do feel that this team right now they're in their zone, innit?
We're in our flow state right now.
Yeah, they're in their flow state. Mosquera coming back as well. I thought that was
I just seen, and there's a report today from that hand of Arsenal who said that Nkapie is gonna be back to full training. He said basically very, very, very soon. So
okay.
And
So yeah, so players coming back as well and stuff like that. And them just saying it's still early in the season.
It's not early in the season. We're halfway through the season. Can't be early in the season. We're over halfway through the season. But
you know what it is. You know what it is. Yeah.
Because Nems didn't imagine the season being like this. So to him, he has to hope him. It's still early in the season, man. There's a lot to play.
We're getting to the Ethan and stuff in a moment. But I just wanted to finish off on the Inter Milan game. So, all round, players confident, great win against Inter Milan. Now we need to take this type of energy now to the Premier League, to Manchester United. But we're getting to Manchester United a bit later. I wanted to talk about Ethan quickly. I don't want to be too much on Ethan, because you know, his loan move over to Marseille. He's gone over there now. Now we need to see. I might do a watch along, you know, like if he's playing or something like that. I might do a watch along just to do an Ethan watch, just to see how he's getting on there, kind of thing. So yeah, I might just do a little something there. But we spoke. I don't know if we spoke about it, but I did mention in the group chat. No, I think you did. I think you responded as well. I was like, I wasn't too sure about the Ethan thing, but then again, I'm not a guy to just hold someone back as well. Do you know what I mean? If he needs to play football, if he needs minutes, more minutes, you know what I'm saying? He's young, he's fearless, he's eager to play, and it doesn't look like he's getting into this team right now. Even like I know we're in all competitions still at the moment. That's where my gripe was, thinking, well, if anything happens, like multiple injuries, like midfield, excuse me, we're gonna be messed up in it. But also as well, you've got to consider the player, and I think he's only had like 6 appearances in the Premier League this season, just a few handful moments in the Carabao Cup as well. And considering you know, last season he scored 9 in I think 37 appearances last season, it's only right. And I know he's 18 and stuff like that, but I remember when I was 18, yeah, I wanted to play football, innit? I just wanted to play football. I don't really care like whether a man's like a big man, 25, 30. I don't care. I'm fearless in it. So I get what he wants to do. There's a lot of talented players at Marseille as well. There's some ballers at Marseille, yeah. So I think he's going to learn a lot over there. What are you saying, Ethan?
It's an amazing move, man. I think obviously I agree with everything you're saying. Like obviously, if an insane like scenario comes about where like Eze and Odegaard are out at the same time or out for a little period, and then we're in a position where you know we're having to make changes or make it will be very unlucky because we'll be there. But then obviously we're wishing, that's now wishing for a negative situation, and I guess it's now on Mikel to obviously manage the 2 players who are at high level to rotate them game after game, can use one or the other in each game, and manage their minutes well and allow them to compete, and allow each player to not have a mad load on their minutes. Like I think with Ethan, like as you say, like he played a lot of minutes last season, but predominantly all those minutes were at right wing, which was in his natural position. Like he is an interior, he is a number 10. Like for England under 21s, he plays as a number 10, as the main player. For Arsenal, when he played as that position as well. And unluckily for him, he has 2 senior players where maybe we would argue Ethan has like maybe natural talent that maybe they don't even have themselves, but he also isn't a fully developed player yet. Both probably physically, you have to be very strong to play in there, and obviously just in terms of sharpness and just consistent quality that you have to provide. He hasn't played that many minutes first team because last season was his debut season. Obviously, he hadn't made minutes before in the previous season, but those were like baby minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like going to Marseille, playing under De Zerbi, who he's already spoken about him in the press conference before they signed him, so you can clearly see he's a player they want. Mikel apparently, when reading the reports, Mikel really pushed for him to go to Marseille specifically because he wanted him to play under De Zerbi. De Zerbi really pushed for Mourinho to come because he wanted him to play in Marseille, and obviously Ethan really took the opportunity because obviously Marseille is a big club. They're in the Champions League, they're competing in Ligue 1. I'm pretty sure they're still in the French Cup and stuff, and I think that's a position that they're struggling with, that number 10 position. So he has players like Aubameyang, a former Arsenal player that can really take him under his wing. He has like Saliba's gone there on loan as someone said in the chat, and done very well there from Arsenal, and I think the French league, as I said, it translates very well for attackers. Like you have a lot of space in there. There's a very physical league as well, like very similar to the Premier League, but I think there's a lot more open space and a lot more talent. And the way De Zerbi plays football, I think will suit Ethan to a glove. And 6 months, yeah, he might miss the run in, and he might not be part of the team winning. He'll still get all the medals if Arsenal do go on to win the trophies because he's been part of the team. But I think the experience he'll get will prove him to be like maybe definitely ready next season, at the start of next season, to potentially take one of those spots. Or if Arsenal do make a sell, like to say that it's my time to step up, because as I said, he signed a long-term deal, so he knows this is his team, innit? So it's just about him playing football, man. And I think the deal is even good as well. If Arsenal if he doesn't play that many games, they gotta get a very, very huge loan fee. And if he plays that many games, then they pay a lower loan fee. But obviously, he would have got the experience. So I think it's a win-win. And they cover his whole wages in it for the 6 months as well. So
100%, 100%. So let us know what you think about the move in the chat. Yeah, I just think it's just a straight formality. Go and play football. Come back to Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, better player, an even better player. Moving on to the United game. So I just want to give you stats. The Emirates this season. So we played 22 games at the Emirates. We've scored 40 goals there. And we've conceded 14. Is 39.27. Shots on target 109. All the boring stuff. We've had 3 penalties. We scored 3 penalties. And 6 free kicks. Man United on I would say Man United right now, and I'm not just saying over the Man City game, over the last, I think, 4 to 5 weeks, I've kind of seen a different Man United. Like, yeah, they might have that bozo moment in them and stuff like that, yeah, but I've seen a different Man United, a different fan base that, you know, this week especially, chest is rising, bro. You know, they're playing well at the moment. Bruno's doing his thing. And Burmo got back from AFCON doing his thing. Dorgu, who I used to call dog shit, yeah, doing his thing. Yeah. Casemiro doing his thing. Delit, I don't know if he's injured still. Do they pose a threat this weekend, or is it? Are we overgassing them at the moment?
No, not overgassing Man United. Man United have very, very good players. Like Ruben Amorim wasted the potential of that team because of the type of players he has. That's a 4 at the back team, and that's the best way to get out of a lot of their players. They have quality players in defense. They have quality players in midfield. They have quality players in attack. Maybe they're not the best players in the whole league, but they're very good high players. And Buemo, Cunha, Ahmad, Sesko, who I wanted, are quality players. Bruno Fernandes is a 10 that would elevate our team massively if he was playing in our team currently, if we're being quite honest. I love Kobe Mainoo. Casemiro is a player that can play very well. As you said, Gutogu's been amazing in the last couple of months. I've been watching him. He's been good. Obviously, Lissandro Martinez is back. Ian Maguire is back. Then Leonora and Eden Heaven get to have some rest. Lamont has been... Like, United are a good team. And I think even in the first game of the season, they caused a lot of threat from us at Old Trafford. Obviously, it was the first game of the season. We're still gelling. We did win that game. And I think, obviously, their team's been able to, as you said, be a bit more consistent this season compared to what they was last season. They're, 5th, I think, currently, or something like that. I predicted them to finish 5th this season because, as I said, 1 game a week, and even more now because they are out of all the cups. It is 1 game a week. I think they're going to literally be able to build some consistency. Obviously, Carrick is staying in there now, and obviously he's got a good tune out of them for that Man City game. Obviously, it was a derby, so you know there was a lot of emotion. They probably wanted to make sure they made a statement. Obviously, Arsenal's a whole different team, but I think you got to give respect to them that they have players that can definitely hurt us. But Mbeumo, Cunha have scored goals against Arsenal in the past. Ahmad is a very good player. Bruno Fernandes is a dangerous player. Like, you got to respect these players. At the same time, though, Arsenal at home. Arsenal have drawn their last 2 games in the Prem. Man City will be playing first against Wolves and probably more than likely will be beating them despite their form. Well, we assume to beat them. Let me not even get carried away because you never know, innit? But let's just say if football is football, Man City should be winning that game. So Arsenal have a big game. United will be popping there with a bit of confidence, and they have to realize this is their only game that this is the only game they had to focus on from the Man City game. So they've probably already been working on how to, cause us problems and try. I think that we will sort set piece. I don't think anyone has an answer for our set pieces. Like, no, so in my opinion, that's something people just got to hope that the delivery is too close to the keeper that he can parry it, or the header or the run is blocked or whatever. Because if it's a good delivery and they get something, you know what I mean? So, but I think Arsenal, Man United will be a threat. They probably will approach the game in a similar way. They didn't really play a low block. They play more counter-attacking, sat in, jeweled well. But when they got the ball, they kept the ball well, attacked straight away, and they have players to do that. But I think we need to understand the assignment, and I think we will. And I think we perform well against Man United at home. I think in the last couple of years, what we've won against them, at least in the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, if I'm correct, at the Emirates, and like, it's got to be the same again. And I think it will be the same again. I think Man United will have the kind of players that will want to come out and attack, in a similar way that Inter will play, and I think there will be spaces there for us to defend. I don't think they're going to be so compact that Arsenal will have no space. They're not going to play some Nottingham Forest-esque low block where they're going to play 90 minutes behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, nah, they're going to try, and in their moments, Bruno Fernandes is going to try to pick up, the runs of Mbeumo and Ahmad and Cunha. And I think with that, Arsenal win their duels, defend well, there'll be spaces for them to attack. And hopefully Mikel gets the team selection right. But whatever team selection he plays, I think the players just got to show their quality. I think there's competition for places now, so no one should really have any kind of relaxed motion of, oh, this is I'm starting, like, apart from Raya, like, and maybe Saliba, everyone else, and Saliba and Gabriel, everyone else should really kind of be on their toes with their positions, like, to say, do you know what I mean? I can be rotated out. So, man,
yeah. What do you think the approach? Sorry, go on.
Man out of my ops, man. Like, when the team is down, I don't like to punch a man when they're down, because there's just no point. Like, but I used to always tell guys when Arsenal were dead, I was like, bro, like, I know we're dead. Like, so it's that when you banner us, that banner me is like I'm already cut, bro. Like, the pain I'm gonna feel is not the same as if I was fully healed and then, like, you cut me for the first time. Like, this is this is norm. Like, but I feel like at the same time, like, because it's funny. Man United fans, I've seen some online, like some Cam Saeed, they kind of want Arsenal to win, even Flex, for example, because they kind of see it as better than Liverpool winning it or Man City winning it as I guess the lesser evils, even though some of those are in London-based Man United fans, and we know that Man United fans and Arsenal fans from the London-based standpoint is a very big rivalry, in it, because obviously through the years, in it, but we need to beat them, because I think the big games is interesting. I hope the atmosphere has to be very, very amazing. I think we have to bring a serious, like, intimidation atmosphere to that stadium. Like, the fans should be feeling good, and the players are feeling good as well. And I think the way that we approach it is just, as you said, it's. I think, of course, credit to Liverpool, credit to Forest, the way they played. Obviously, Liverpool came with a game plan. They played that game plan well. They didn't really come to try and win the game. They came to nullify, and they nullified Arsenal. But Arsenal also allowed themselves to be nullified. Do you know what I mean? And the same thing with Forest. Forest, obviously, I think Arsenal played a bit better than they played in the Liverpool game, but they didn't really attack with the same intent and press with the same intent that we would want us to do in a game. Which at the same time, in hindsight, I'm like, you have to understand these things, innit? Like, especially when we have games coming thick and fast. Yeah, you can't always, because it's like, is it worth potentially dropping points to always want to try and go win a game? Like, when you think about a title race, obviously, because as I always ask you, obviously you're older than me, innit? In the Invincible season, it's not like Arsenal won every game. There were some games you draw. So obviously, sometimes that's
we drew a lot of games. We drew a lot of
sometimes
games.
That's because of lack of finishing. Sometimes just because, like,
just couldn't score.
Sometimes the team's at a fatigue stage where you're playing a lot of games where you have to sometimes manage because certain opponents are dangerous. Going out on the Forest away, they play a nasty low block. You try to go all out. You leave yourself susceptible, and then you might get one counter goal, and they're gonna sit in deep and maybe shut you out 1-0, and then that 1 point not gained might be that pain, isn't it? Sometimes I'm trying to look at it like, because you're not going to win every game in the season. You can't. We want to, but you can't expect to get to the end of the season and have 38-0-0. Like, that's unrealistic, isn't it? Like, you're going to have some draws, you're going to have some losses, and it's about where those draws and losses come and how you bounce back from those drop points or draws, isn't it, if you want to say it. So, but Man United game is different. We're at home, and I think, as you read out brilliantly, our home record this season. We need to flex our muscles here, man. It's a fortress, and in a title winning season, you want to make sure that home ground, there's no defeats, there's not too many slip ups. Obviously, if we only draw to Liverpool and Man City this season, I'm fine with that, because that's the two teams you would have at the beginning of the season said you got to rival the title with. So you would have expect those games to be somewhat difficult. But everyone else, with all due respect, get done, man.
Definitely. I'm not even going to bring up the lineup today.
I think we can talk fair, because I think there's only probably a couple of changes. We know who's going to probably play. Like, I think we know Rise in goal. I think.
What's your back four saying? Because in Capé, do you think he's going to be?
No, I don't think Capé will be back. I think obviously I think because of the nature of the game, with the quality Man United have, he will go with the Timber left back, Ben White right back. I think even though Miles, I think for me, played excellent yesterday, one of his best performances this season. I think given the magnitude of the players we're going to go up against, the quality that Man United have, and if we're trying to take the game to them, you want to make sure you have your most solid players at the back, at least in it. Go on.
So with Timber at left back, do you think we're still going to have that smoothness going forward? Because we know Timber is not left-footed, in it, so he's going to have to always cut back on his left. I mean, on his right. You know, is that flow going to be there on the left? Because unless we got Trossard playing on that side, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It will be Trossard starting that game, because Tuesday to Sunday, I think it's the same way Saka's going to be starting on the right, same way Trossard's going to be starting on the left. Like, obviously, I know Martinelli did come on have a good cameo, obviously, but it's I think still Trossard is still the big game player, and still the better, more consistent performer this season, isn't it? So I think I do agree with you. When Timber is at left back, we do lose, the more natural. Well, with Nkapie, I guess more overlapping presence, with Calafiori more, chaotic up and in and out kind of. And with Lewis Skelly, the real invert into midfield type. But I think Timber's a very good player, isn't it? And he gives you,
of course,
he gives you an orthodox option because he's a very technical footballer. Like, obviously, the problem is sometimes I think Timber's quality in final third, he insults himself, because I've seen he's way better than what he does in terms of the quality of crosses 100%. Or some of the shots. I think sometimes he just rushes things, and I think maybe he will get smooth over time. But because he's still a young player, 24, 25. So, do you know what I mean? He's still relatively young, but I think he offers you defensively what no one else in our fullback reign offers us, which is complete straps. And if it's Amad Diallo down that side, or let's say they go over Cunha, maybe, do you know what I mean? You want him to go there, obviously, and then you expect the right hand side with Ben White, Odegaard, who probably will play, and Saka to flow in the way that they have.
Didn't Ben White play?
Yeah, he played yesterday. But
so
Ben White has been
be all right to play Sunday.
Yeah, he's been fit in it, because obviously Nkapie and Calafiori's been out in it. So I think that's what Mikel's been rolling with, in it. Yesterday was a big game, and I think if you look at the obviously, if Ben White's fully fit, Timber's played a lot more minutes this season. So if there was going to be somebody who does get a rest, it is. But
we've got Mosquera's back as well now.
Yeah. But you have to also remember, obviously, Ben White started on the bench yesterday, innit? So he came on for Timber. So he's been able to get that rest, I guess, in terms of, and obviously there's another 5 days between both games. I'll say, Mosquera is back, so he's another option, but I think he'll probably be used on the bench because obviously it's a big game, so Gabriel Saliba will be there. So I think Timber will be Timber, White, Gabriel Saliba, and then I think the midfield three.
Yeah,
I would want to see Eze, but I think given the fact that Odegaard didn't play any minutes, got full rest, I think he's going to play. And
he's probably.
And I think with Timber playing on left back, as I was alluding to, I think having that right hand triangle of the three that's been flowing for 5 years or so, however long it's been, they know each other in and out. I think in a game like that, where I think United will give you space, I don't think they're gonna constantly double team Saka or constantly, I'm saying it's about maybe that side's gonna be what we attack down and clicks very much. Yeah. It's about the number 9's the question, really. So who would you go with?
Do you know what? I think I answered this yesterday. I'm gonna go with Gyökeres, isn't it? There's no doubt I'm gonna go with Gyökeres, yeah. Just based on the point, of maybe, I don't know. I'm just going with Gyökeres. I don't even want to go into it too deep. I know Jesus has been wicked, but Jesus is one of them players as well. Yeah, it's like magnificent in the Champions League, and then against United, I don't know, he might be falling all over the floor and all them kind of things. But then again, he might have a Mazza, and it might be the same kind of game like against Inter Milan, where he does a Mazza and Gyökeres comes on and does a Mazza too. So, brother, I just want someone who's gonna score goals, bro. That's what I don't care who it is. There's no favoritism.
For me now, where Gyökeres has got what
most minutes,
2 and 3, in the last couple of games, and Jesus has scored now. Obviously, they offer different things, innit? Like, I'm not really mad at whoever starts, especially now where Gyökeres has scored a couple of goals, and the goal that he scored was his best goal out in the Arsenal shirt. and you saw the way he celebrated it. Maybe that gives him another boost of confidence, and also the fact that Jesus is, definitely like at this point, if any dead performance, Jesus is probably going to step in because he's now
ready.
scoring, and Havertz has been load managed. His minutes have been load
He
managed.
he hasn't had no minutes,
which is good. Which is why I'm happy with the team. Like you have to realize on so many levels, fam. They're not forcing players back. I know when you're hearing before that our players are playing with injections and forcing themselves to play because they want to play for the team. That's not happening anymore. If a guy's injured, you're out. Like someone else will step up. If you have to put another player in a position for the meantime, and make sure you come back when you're 100% fit, because that's better for you to come 100% fit. Then you're probably less likely to get re-injured than if you to be coming back when you're 80%. Then maybe you might play for a little bit. Then one mad turn or one mad moment, and then boom, you got a lot of a knock or you picked up another injury in a random place. But going back to what I was saying, I don't mind any of the strikers playing, man. And I think I would want to start Jesus, but if Mikel starts Perez, like I think it's fine because even if he doesn't play, amazing, fam, that a confident Jesus is there to come in, and if Jesus plays from the start and he doesn't play amazing, Coquerez who is trumping at the bit because now they're both competing for that position now, fully.
And whoever gets dropped, they're gonna be like vexing it. So
you know what I mean? They're both good. I would start Jesus though, just on top of obviously I feel like especially in this game where depending on how Man United play, I think I want to have that ability to fire it into Jesus' feet and linking up in and around the box, players getting in close to him and that trying to pull Man United players in and out of positions and maybe players are rotating in and out. And I think also if he's confident he's scoring 2 goals, like he scored I think that three goals since he's come back from injury, like maybe 8 or 9 games. Like that's not that bad when he's not started. Probably maybe started like 3 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not necessarily that's not really that bad. Like and before he even scored the goals, we were talking about how he was getting a lot of shots and creating a lot of chances. He kind of was part of the Wolves winner, even though he obviously was an own goal, but he was in a position. Like he's been lively in it. So it's like the way Man United defended Haaland. Obviously, Haaland and Gokras are 2 different players, and maybe the way they defend Arsenal is different. But I see them as different, same styles, and I think Lissandro Martinez and Maguire really marshaled Haaland very well. And I think they
were like that kind of challenge with a big striker.
I think with a Jesus who's dropping into the pockets and dribbling and twisting and turning. I think with the way Martinez is very aggressive. You've seen Jesus play very well against him before in the past. I think that won't build one. Maguire is very much a stiff player. Obviously, he's a good defender, but I don't think when the player's trying to dribble past him, that's the style that he wants to play. And I think at this point now, I'm at this point where styles make fights. Pick the best style. And when we're playing another team that's playing a high line, hey, Lord, play Gokras. We're playing more of a stronger team, play Jesus. Like I think at this point that's how you do it. And the same thing, like if you're playing a team that's playing maybe open more spaces, play Eze in there. If you're playing over a low block, maybe it's suited more for Odegaard. Like, do it like that. Same thing with the Madueke Saka. Same thing with whatever. Like, and then maybe we get to the point where certain players are very much in form or scoring every game that they've got the shirt or the first starting shirt, and it's theirs to lose now. Not just one in every game we rotate. But I think that's what I would do, man. I'll go Jesus, but whoever plays, I'm happy. And I'm trusting that the team can still win, and the next player that's on the bench will come on and make a difference. I'm not going to be too mad on lineups anymore because even like if he goes over Marino midfield at some point, which we will question, but I'll be like, do you know what? There's things that he can do, and if he doesn't go well, bro, like you have players on the bench that definitely can change the scope of how that position is even played and the game plays. But he has his own qualities that he plays and he offers in it. So.
Man's going to see how they're training, the training levels, the intensity. Is man ready? You know what I mean? Even in Caprier, he's going to go through like.
Is there any knocks? Are they in the red zone fitness wise? You want to risk him for this game? So all these things matter in it because if we want to make sure that we're like what I titled my video, can we win the quadruple? Can we win the quadruple? Of course, you can win the quadruple. Are you going to? That's more the question. But I think the main factor for Arsenal, if they want to potentially remotely have a chance to try and do it, is keeping the squad fit.
Yeah,
keeping the squad fit.
What's your before we? I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we do the score predictions or?
Yeah, no, not really, man. Just fun. I just need to win this game. And I'm hoping it's. I anticipate it being a very, very good game as well because I think Man United are not just going to.
What about if it's a draw? Is it a head loss thing if we draw? because there's a possibility.
I don't get head loss, but I'll just be obviously fam because City. I anticipate City winning. So if we draw, what's that? 7 points. It will be 5 point lead. Like it's not the worst, but it's like that's 3 draws in a row. So you can then start to ask the question of, oh, is there some type of nerves? Is there some type of shaky? Do you know what I mean? Because that's 3 draws in a row, and that would include 2 home games, isn't it? Obviously, you can argue you played 3 difficult teams, but still. But at the same time, I won't get head loss because I don't think the team's playing badly in it, and it depends on how we draw. Like if we are winning 3-0 and then we draw 3-3, 100% head loss. You know what I mean? But if it's one of those games where Man United are just, they had 2 attacks, 2 goals, and then we scored that, you have to kind of put it into context. Obviously, maybe you could argue, could we have scored more? And it depends if there was blatant, open goals missed or something like that. It's all about context of the game.
Yeah. We've got to be clinical on Sunday as well.
That's all I want, man. And I don't, with all due respect, yes, they've been decent in the last couple of weeks. Yes, they looked very good up against City. They got a clean sheet. But they ain't some defensive masterclass team. They ain't some team that just all of a sudden know how to just close up space. Like we're Arsenal, man. The way we play and the way we can pull out teams, the way we counter press.
I like the chat. Yeah, don't big up to here to there. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, that what would be happy with a draw. But the thing is, when you do shows like this, yeah, you have to have like. Scenarios, perspective scenarios, because we have to think, if that was to happen, how me and Cape gonna like respond, you know what I'm saying, to like, a lot of the criticism that's probably gonna come out for the team, the manager, and all that kind of stuff. We have to be prepared. So
it's all about football's all about context, man. Like for example, like I think the majority, if not all of the fan base was completely disgusted after that Wolves win. We won. We got the 3 points, and we win the league, we're gonna then recite.
Why are you reminding me of that game for, bro? No, I don't even want to be reminded of it.
I make it for the point, like obviously you can have a game like that where we actually got the 3 points and be disgusted, or you could have a game where we could have had 50 shots and then maybe you win 1-0 and you'll still be happy with that game. Even you might be, we could have scored more, but man, we completely played amazing. That was lovely to watch. First minutes to 90 minutes, or you could play a game where. Like, fam, you didn't play well. You know what I'm saying, or you played very well and you lost. Then what do you say then? Are you then going to be like, oh, came out, we did the right things, or the other team's keeper was just on the madness? Are you going to then say, everyone calm down? Do you know what we'll do? We're showing because I would say that if we played amazing, 50 shots, the other team's keeper had 15 saves, pulled out a madness, and obviously it's cool. Maybe we missed some chances. I'm not going to be here shooting the team down, innit? So it's all about perspective, innit, and concept. Like that's what I said. Like it depends how we draw that game, or if God forbid we lose. But I anticipate us to win. So
you think about this comment from here to there.
I think the manager always wants to win, innit, because that's the reason why we're top. So I think at this point, I'm not going to call anyone to back the manager, but I think the closer we get towards the end of the season, I think we need to focus more of our energy on just trying to make sure that we win, rather than us trying to be our own individual managers ourselves and critique everything the team does, critique everything a player does or doesn't do. Ultimately, bro, we win. I think I said 12 wins, bro. If we win those games 1-0, you're not gonna care.
Players will be up for this game, man. There's no doubt in my mind that.
And let's be real, man. As much as everyone feels about Mikel Arteta, fam, we've all watched a documentary. You've all and that's in his early days. You've all been able to see the type of person he is. He doesn't give me a person that wants to draw a game. That he goes to the game and say, let's go sit back and just take a 1-1 or 0-0 and we move. You might argue with his methods on how to get a win, but I don't think because the teams don't play in the way maybe we want the team to play every game that means he doesn't want to win, because like what we're given, as I said, I really think
once the team gets nervous at times. I think the team get nervous at times, and
I think once this team gets over the line, I think there's a level of chest that you have that just comes from knowing that you've won. One, because you're not going to be like you've got the first one over the line, so you know that that's the biggest hurdle, really. And two, you now know that you're champions. You're not just saying, "Oh, champions aspire." You're now champion or champions elect. You're now champions. So when you're going next season, you're facing teams that maybe you're running. You have a bit more trust. Maybe Mikel himself wants us to get over the line so much so he can know that he's not going to be judged by the fact that he hasn't got over the line. Then he can start really maybe implementing a style of football that's very open. He trusts players to defend 1v1, and maybe who knows if
another thing.
Yes. Go on.
Another thing as well, just before we do the score predictions as well, yeah. You know with me, yeah. So try and do the psychological thing. Yeah, the players are going out onto the pitch, yeah, knowing that this team is just going to be defending probably most of the game. Yeah, you're going into that pitch and thinking, I need to like do this, I need to do that. But the other players around you are not clicking with you and not doing the same thing. So it's all about being together in it and having the same intention on the pitch at that moment, you know, in that 90 minutes, because we face low blocks literally every game, literally every
man.
game. And
Like,
I'm telling you, that must have some kind of.
like, I think only people that haven't played football at any decent level, when maybe you've even played just one team that's played a low block for, because I mean, you've played, you know, when you've played a team that's played a low block and that's their style.
Yeah.
Bro, when you're now in settled, when you're in their half, you're shifting it side to side, bro. You don't want to just spam crosses. If they have a good keeper, tall keeper, good at collecting crosses, you're not just gonna just feed into their hands, fam. And if you like, you have to try and be smart. You have to try and take a bit of risk. You have to be patient. And I think us fans don't understand what that means, because you look at them and you're like, the pros, fam, the coaches are pro.
Got score.
Come on, man. That, if the same player that you're playing against are also pros, the same with Ray, the pro manager who's also intelligent enough to have. But we say this all to say, like, bro, I'll get to this point obviously here today, because I have a very good answer for you, but I would love to hear what you have to say. It's all about just understanding about being patient, which is why, like, fam, us being the best set piece team in the world is not by chance. It's on purpose. The manager knows that we're going to face a lot of low blocks. The manager knows we're going to probably not get that much spaces. If Saka has to beat a couple of men and cross the ball, there's probably going to be another guy there to put a block in, probably lay a corner. So what you do, practice your corner techniques. Let's practice our runs. You earn your money, because
people got a problem with that, though. You know, like
because what happens is you score a goal, the other team has to make a choice. You're going to sit down there and know you're going to lose that game 1-0 or 2-0, because Arsenal are definitely going to pin you in, or you're going to try and come out a bit more and risk potentially losing that game more than what has happened. And what happens 9 times out of 10 this season, Arsenal have won games 2-0, 3-0, sometimes even 4-0. To head to this point about, obviously, the 1 and 10 is different, isn't it? You have to always put things into perspective. When Arteta came into this team in the first couple of seasons, yes, he was growing pains. Arsenal at some point played scintillating football. 2020, 21 season and 22 season. Sorry, 22-23 season and 21-22 season was very, very good footballing seasons for me. If you go back and watch some of the football Arsenal played, Arsenal were beating teams with some lovely sequences of play and constant attacking football. But we also were leaking chances and conceding goals and drawing games because we wasn't a good team. In 22-23, we really clicked, but then we faltered because we didn't know how to manage games. We were winning games 2-0, blitzing teams in the first half. And you don't need to go at 100 miles, 100% through whole 90 minutes, because you don't need to leave yourself open if you're winning 2-0, 3-0. You can still win a game 4-0 by not going by 100%. And end of the day, like, there's so many managers, I guess, that if you want to call it that let's say Pep Guardiola, let's say Unai Emery, for comparison, even Arne Slot, that have gone ho this season to try and make sure their team win and score chances. And look at how many losses those teams have had this season. Look at the points that they've dropped, and look at the position they're in. So if you're measuring intent and what versus results, what's producing the results and giving us all this chess and giving us the belief that we're going to end this barren run for 21 or 22 years or 23 years, however long it's been. So with all due respect, like, you have to kind of put things into perspective, because if you're going gun-ho attack, you leave yourself acceptable. Like, as I was saying, Arsenal fans, I know you Arsenal, I know us fans, if we were playing gun-ho football and dropping points here and there, and this was a closer title race, 1 point lead, none of you, man, you're gonna give the manager even more slate for saying, oh, why are we so open? Why we can see the chances? Why not? So let's be honest. Like, you have to just kind of put things into perspective, because if we win this way, and other teams that are trying to go gun ho, like City, who don't defend amazing, we've seen teams open them up how many times? Villa lost to Everton at home or something like that, right, or whatever. Those kind of teams, that's what's gonna happen. Like, that doesn't happen to Arsenal, so you got to kind of accept that. Liverpool came with a game plan that game because they didn't have a striker to just draw the game. They didn't have any shots. They didn't really attack. And as I say, there's Arsenal as much to blame as Liverpool, but Liverpool are still a good team just because they haven't played amazing this season doesn't mean Van Dijk isn't still an amazing player, and all these players can't for one game settle themselves down in the game plan. That's what I'm saying. Because
that's one team I don't want to buck in the Champions League for some
who,
reason.
Liverpool?
I just
Yeah, we'll
just
see.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, but you're now nitpicking a couple of results that we dropped, but we're top. So that shows me where your focus is more on pain and gain. That you're going to remember this season if we win from trying to focus so much on, we didn't win at Anfield. Oh, man, Liverpool at home, we drew. Villa away, man, we didn't do that. City at home, do you know what I mean? He started Marino or whatever. Instead of focusing on, we beat Bayern Munich.
The manager's going to make mistakes, though. Let's
bro, I'm just saying that. I'm not trying to preach to man in terms of think. I'm saying now that we're kind of we're like, what, 2/3 of the season gone? That's what I'll say. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not saying that because if we drop points in in moving forward or at critical points, or we lose a quarterfinal poorly, give the manager this credit. But yeah, but head to go to his next comment. You want to win the league so that you can have peace because you can't enjoy the season with the potential not knowing that you're winning it. Like, I don't need a 10-point lead for me to rate this team. Like, I can see, I've been saying it all season. I've been consistent all season, and clearly the team has been following the trend that I've been seeing all season. That the team has been the best. We've been looking the best. We've been playing the best. Even when Liverpool were 5 out of 5 wins in the beginning of the season, I called them out on it. I said, fam, this is not going to be sustainable. And I think Arsenal have looked better for even what we've done, even after we lost against Liverpool. So we've dropped results. But imagine you were a Man City fan right now with 5 losses. You just lost the Burger Glimt away in the Champions League. What would you, dependent based on how you're viewing football, you would be ripping the band-aids off everything, saying sack this player, move this player, because that's what City fans are going through right now. That's what Villa fans are going through right now. So I'm just saying, what's the perspective? Like, if you want us to win in January, then not many clubs have done that. So you have to kind of just be patient, innit? And just kind of enjoy the ride. It's going to be up and down. That's football. I don't think any of us, there's nobody that's won the Premier League and coasted. Like, nobody. Even City, when they've won the Centurions, like, okay, Liverpool did win in their time, like, 20 points or so, but not last season, the one on the clock, but that's once in a lifetime. And you never know. Arsenal still may go on to win the league by a stupid amount of points. It just might not happen at the rate that you want to. So I'm saying, don't be too harsh. Now, I didn't say you said sack Arteta. I didn't say you, because if you know who said that, if you still hear AFC always. But I'm saying, like, I don't nitpick so much on. We've drawn 5 games. We've lost 2 games. Like,
but even looking at our last is it 6 games?
5 games or 6 games? Yeah,
5 or 6 games. We still got a better record than most
Man City and Villa.
I think all of the teams. Isn't it still all of the teams?
Yeah.
So if I look down, there's L's.
Like you have to think about, like, maybe would, like, and I agree. Maybe I want us to win every game. Like, I want us to win every game, innit? Like, I think people always mix my patience and positive, mind frame and backing of the team or the manager, all that stuff, yeah, as like some, I don't feel pain or I don't love the club. It's more like, bro, when I go and watch Premier League years, fam, these Arsenal teams drew games to Portsmouth at home 0-0 or 2-2. Like, Thierry Henry, I go look at the lineup. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Tony Adams. So what am I to say then? What, are they dead? Are they not the same guys that went invincible? Like, football is not just so linear, innit? So it's like, when I look at it, it's like, do you know what I mean?
This is a great point he's made though here, but I will say I don't want to be within 5 points of a trip to Etihad.
Yeah,
Does that worry?
But then I'm saying, but this is it. I agree. It does or would worry me if that was the case. But I don't.
But why are we worried to go to Etihad and not beat them? This is what I don't understand. This is not the same City team.
That's the first thing, Abs. And second thing ahead to there is Man City are not showing form this season that they're gonna go on 5 win streaks.
You know how many times they're getting beaten at home?
Like their last 4 games in the Premier League, as it's on screen, is 3 draws, 1 loss. Yes, they have Wolves at home next game, but they also go to Anfield next week. Liverpool haven't lost in the Premier League in, I think, 9 games. Do you know what I mean? They're building some kind of small consistency. They're in the top 4. They go to Spurs away the game after that, a bogey team that's been for them throughout their best of time. Shout out Harrison, my boy. Hope you're good. And shout out Tragic as well. Obviously, we just spoke about United, but we'll get to that point. So it's like, it's one of them ones where I anticipate by the time we get to the Man City game, which is in April, like, fam, I'm not saying leagues will be done, but I think the lead will be definitely double digits, because I think City will drop points and I think Arsenal maintain a level of consistency where they won't lose games. That City will lose games more than Arsenal will even drop points. And when you're chasing, you can't afford to. You can only afford to win. Every drop point, every draw, every loss is like ×2 because the team above you, if they win, they're extending your lead, and you have less opportunities to catch them because you're hoping to also win your games whilst they also drop points. I'm not saying it
Can
can't
I just
happen.
make a point? Can I just make a point quickly, Kate, before you finish?
go
Yeah.
on.
When Arsenal are winning games, that's only going to elevate them even more. That the confidence is only going to be elevated even more. You saw City when they was in their bag and they was winning games left, right, and center. They would draw the odd game here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I think it starts from Sunday against Man United because Man United are coming into form, and if we beat them, I think it lays down. I think it lays. This is another marker. I think that indicates that, you know what, over the next few games, we can win all those games. So yeah, man.
You have to remember, like, it's a countdown now. Like the fact that we know it's 12 wins. Obviously, maybe you can say, well, or 11 wins, 3 draws. You know, if you want to make it one of those technical things, like fam, like there's situations there, man. So just as you said, start for Sunday, get that win, and then we move. Obviously, shout out Tragic. Obviously, appreciate you jumping in. Make sure you're hitting the like button as well. You guys tune in.
Yeah,
obviously,
make sure you, man.
Yeah, we haven't. We've just been talking and let you guys enjoy the show. Obviously, here today. Appreciate everyone. Tragic says Intergame was so big for Arsenal strikers if they get confidence and score and play. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like them scoring goals only gives me confidence, and I'm happy Gokres came on and scored. I think I said it on stream. I was like, if he comes, please. I was like, it just like that's what you want. Then it's like, hey, to me, to you, Chuckle Vision style, bro. It's fine. You go, I go, because then we're pushing each other. Then it's like the manager has a stress, but he also is a good stress, and the players know, like, bro, like the other guy has scored. So if I don't score today, now whoever starts, my man can come on and score. Then I might be the one on the bench the next game, and so on and so forth. So, fam.
I already forgot as well. Cobby will probably play on Sunday.
Man United are going to pose a big threat. That they have, as I said, they have good players. I love a lot of their players on their team. As I said, I'll take Bruno Fernandes. I'll tell you that for free. But Arsenal got to show why we're top of the league and they're wherever they are in the league, and show why we're champions elect, and they're not champions elect, and that's just what it's got to be. Because when these teams were going for the title and Arsenal wasn't quite there, they'll rock up and at their home ground and handle business. It doesn't matter if you're in some form or you're in some clickback or new manager bounce. That don't matter over here. That's for your next game. When you come here, you kind of tick this off as a next week thing, innit? And I think I want to move to them so then they kind of know that, okay, yeah, these men are damn. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Anyway, my team Galatasaray drew to Atletico Madrid. And listen, people, it's Champions League night, so the games are going to start in a minute. Me and Kate, we're going to duck out now. People, make sure you slap the likes. If you're watching this back, listen, share the thing to, your peoples, them, This has been a big show, for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I don't even know how long we've been doing the show now, but it's an every week thing. I know during AFCON it's been a bit busy, and games played on Wednesday evening at times we've not been able to do it, but this is a consistent show on a Wednesday around the 6 to 7 time. So if you're just coming back from work or you're in the car or something, just put us on in it and just make sure you slap the like button, people. Even if you're watching on the TV, make sure you slap the like button.
One last thing, like if you're tuning in from my side, go over to Don's channel, hit the subscribe button, and go watch these family live.
Same as mine.
Go tune into my side, hit the subscribe button, man. Obviously, appreciate everyone in the chat today. Shout out Tragic, shout out here today, shout out Harrison, shout out the Assembled, shout out AFC Always, shout out Nems, of course. I think shout out
Gaza as well.
Gaza, shout out Gaza as well. And shout out silent ones as well, the ones that are just enjoying the show for what it is, don't want to engage but just like to listen. Appreciate you guys as well for tuning in. Obviously, make sure you smash the likes, and man, obviously I'll try and make sure I go live potentially tomorrow if I can.
Brother, I was going to say, you see when we do this show, I think you need to schedule on your channel sometimes as well, so at least we get your people coming out.
Live. That's fine.
Get you as well. Definitely. But listen, people, me and Don, Cape and Don, like Ariston, we are out. Well, I was going to say we are gone. Peace.
Enjoy your evening, everyone, man.
Enjoy.